You can record it, and then when the call's over, it saves to your laptop, and then you can just upload it to like YouTube.
Cool, we're doing that now. So what I was saying is when I was new, I felt the need to know everything before I started talking to people. And then I was like, like just start conversation and start reaching out and you'll be able to make sales. I didn't have like a solid group chat when I started with my uplines that helped me make my sales and ask all the questions. So I just had to figure it out on my own. But I watched a training the other day and the girl was talking about knowledge and how it is not that important to know every single thing in the beginning to make sales. Use your excitement, like how exciting it is that you just joined this and that you have this girl gang and your hair is looking great, and use your results and the results that you've seen from other people to make your sales for you. Next, the whole reason that this call kind of came about was about our mapping out our months. So I have added underneath me with all of my market partners combined, I think in the last 2 months, we've had over 15 new girls from me down. And that's a lot. I mean, that was like how many of us there were total. And now we have like double the amount of girls. So there's so many new faces. We've done so many onboardings and so many team calls since then, but we've never really discussed how important mapping out your month is because some of them were so new. We're coming into the new year. We were getting through the holidays, whatever. So last week I told everybody on my team, map out your month and by Sunday, send it to me. And there was like this huge panic, like, oh my God, what does that mean? Oh my God, I'm not ready. Oh my God, like I'm going to quit. Like there's no way I'm doing that. Like that's too much. There's too much pressure. I have all this shit going on. Like no way. And it caused this panic that went down my team. So I had to send a video explaining what it meant and that I would extend it a couple more days before it's sent. But I think that is something that is really important and it needs to be implemented into everybody's business at the beginning of every month. You need to map out your month. No matter what your goals are, no matter how big, how small, you need to decide how much time you're ready to put into your business this month and what your goals are, what you're specifically wanting to hit, who your VIP potentials are, who your MP potentials are. Write down your affirmations, whatever your mapping out looks like to you, your goal setting, write it out. Like there really isn't a wrong answer. There is like a way you can write out like, I need this many active lines. If you're going for a specific rank, you write out the active lines, you write out the PV and GV, what you need, what date you're going to need them by. I mean, we can break that down further if those are your type of goals, but any sort of goal setting, for me personally, because there are so many girls from me down now, I need to know how much energy to put into you, because if this isn't something that you're wanting to really push for this month, then I need to know that I don't need to hound you every day about where are your sales, like what are your VIPs looking like, do you have any reorders, who are your MP potentials, who can we reach out to? Like I don't want to be asking girls these things if those aren't their goals that month, which is okay. A lot of the panic came from, my goals and my vision of this aren't the same as Kayla's. That's okay. I mean, we all have different reasons for being a part of this business, and we all have different goals and things that we want to accomplish. Nobody's is going to look the same. You still need to goal set though, and you need to let your leader, whether it's me as your main upline or just your upline above you, whoever it is, you need to let us know how much you want to be helped or how much attention you need, so that we're not pouring into somebody that really isn't their mind and their goals aren't in it this month. This isn't like something that they're really pushing for. But like I said, that's fine. Not everybody is on the same page always, and not everybody wants this as their main stream of income. Some people are just looking for some extra gas money every month, which is totally fine. That is the best part about this business, is everybody can do what they want with it. So mapping out your months is very important. Rio, did you have something to add?
Yes, sorry, it just left me. Um, oh gosh, setting your goals. Oh, the other thing is that I wanted to say for everyone is like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, it is okay to be at a point where you're just like, dude, I don't know where to go. I don't know what's happening. Like, that's what we're here for. And like, that's kind of where I was at. And that's why I reached out to Kayla and was like, girl, let me just like talk to you. Like, talk to me, tell me what's going on. Like, I just need something. Because if you're just stuck in this place of, I'm not sure what to do, I don't know how much energy to put into this, I'm not sure where to go from here, like, then let us know. If you need more attention from me or any of Kayla's girls, if you need more attention from her, like, let us know so that we can see where you're at. Because like she said, like, there's so many girls that sometimes it kind of, we're not sure where to put our energy or kind of like where you're at. So that's why map outs are so important, and just being communicating with us and letting us know, like, hey, I'm really pushing for this month, like, I need this and this from you, like, can you please give that to me?
Yeah.
Because then that'll help us know where you're at, and then that'll help you reach those goals.
Yeah, so that was kind
Definitely.
of like, oh, go ahead, Heather.
I was going to say that I actually had a couple of girls reach out to me. One of them actually sent me a ton of video messages. I mean, she reached out to me and was like, I need help. And I'm like, what's up? And all of a sudden, all of these Instagram videos kept coming in. And she's like, I just sent them all on video. She was so vulnerable with me. And I always let my team know, like, be vulnerable with me. I am not only your upline, but somebody that you can come to. Like, if you're having any struggles with something, tell me, because then I don't know. We're not mind readers. Like, we need to know what you're struggling with specifically, because everybody learns different. You know, the way that I run my business is not the same that somebody else might be running their business. So if I need to jump on a one-on-one call with one of my girls, that's not a problem with me, so that we can figure out a game plan on how you can work your business. I've got one girl that works 10-hour days, like 10 days, 10 hours a day. So her struggle right now is finding out where to fit this business in. And I feel like she thinks that she needs to be working this business all day, like some of us do, or some of us are able to, but that's not the case. Like, some people are moms and have full-time jobs on top of this business. Like, if I need to speak, just don't ever, as leaders, to all of you, like, make sure that you're reaching out to your team and saying, how can I help you specifically?
Yep.
What are you struggling with specifically? And then help them with a game plan, and try to kind of get in their head and say, okay, if I were to be working 10-hour days and have a kid at home, how would I fit this business into my life, you know? And then that will take so much stress off of them too, which makes them feel a little less overwhelmed, I think. So
Yeah, relate to them and get personal. And I always try to have side chats. Like, I know group chat, we always have our main group chat, but then like Heather has all of her girls in a separate chat. And sometimes we have like MMP chats with just me and the upline and the girl, you know, like having smaller chats and something more personal is sometimes better for people to be able to reach out. Did I lose you guys? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. It makes people feel more comfortable to reach out sometimes in a smaller setting outside of the group chat, which is totally fine. One thing I was going to say is my team specifically has been recognized by a couple leaders saying that, oh my gosh, your guys' team is like killing it. Like, everybody is doing so good. You're hitting ranks. Like, what are you doing? And I think that's something that Rio was reaching out to me too, because she's like, I personally, I want to know what's going on that I can do better so I can hit my ranks. For all of December and all of January, I took reins on all of my girls and my girls' girls, and I onboarded every single new face that came onto my team, every single one. And it was hard. It took up a lot of time, and it actually took a lot away from my own personal business, which, I mean, you kind of had to weigh your options there. I helped my team as a whole better, but my personal business kind of lacked with that. But I noticed a huge improvement in my entire team, and just the way that everybody, like I said, has been communicating and solving problems. I think me, like, really taking initiative and like showing everybody how it should be done and making that first face-to-face contact, because onboarding is so important, which in my first year of business, I didn't make it as big of an importance as I should have. So implementing that the last couple months has changed my personal business. So just letting all of you know, if you're bringing on your first couple market partners, how important it is to seriously get on an onboarding with them and to just meet with them face to face for the first time, answer any questions that they have, tag them in that onboarding post that is on the Hair Mania page, and expect them to fill out the worksheet from it. I mean, if they can't do that in their first 24 to 48 hours or in their first week or whatever, if they can't complete that and there's a ton of excuses, that lets you know what kind of business owner they're going to be. I mean, kind of set your expectations up front and let them know this is like, onboarding is the only required training that we have. So this is something that I need you to complete so that we can get on the same page and I can start getting you going with your business. If they can't do that out of the get-go, you kind of know where they're at and where they're going to be. And that kind of leads me into my next note, excuses. Like, we all have excuses. Everybody is busy. Everybody has lives. I can think of a million excuses to say I couldn't actually lead this call tonight. I mean, you can think of whatever you want to, but your business is going to reflect from those excuses. So if you are wanting to make $500 this month extra with this business, making excuses isn't going to make that happen for you. Early on, if I ever felt like, man, I'm not really ready yet to hop on team calls. I'm kind of nervous, or I feel like I can figure this out on my own, and I would make excuses. I mean, my business reflected it. So there's just not really any room for it. You joined this business. You chose to pay the money to start. You're already here. Why create excuses when this is a huge opportunity? You have so much room to make so much money. I mean, there's literally no cap on money. Like, there's girls at the top of this company now making more money than they ever thought anybody would make total. And they're making it monthly. Like, it's insane the money that is there if you really work for it and want it. So I just don't have, personally, I don't have time for excuses. I don't have energy for excuses. Like, now, if somebody gives me one, I'm just like, okay, girlfriend, like, that's all I have to say, because there's nothing else to say. I'm not gonna change the way I'm working my business or my mindset at all, or my motivation, because you aren't on the same page as me, which is totally fine. I'm just like, I really don't have time for excuses, because everybody can have them. Does somebody want to say something? Is that what I'm saying? Maybe not. Rio, did you have anything to add about excuses?
Sorry. No, I liked everything you said. Like, you're completely right. Like, your business becomes the excuses that you make for it. So just put in the work and leave them at the door.
And I think what goes along with that too is, like, people that get skeptical or they get worried. This happens a lot, especially when signing new market partners, or sometimes a girl will sign on, they start working, and then they start listening to everybody and what everybody has to say. And to me, it's just like the dumbest thing, right? Like, we have so many successful women and men in this company. I mean, this year we're turning 6 years old as a company, and we have people that have already made $5 million doing this. And it's just, it blows my mind that there's still even a conversation at all that this is a scam, or that this doesn't work, or that we prey on people who are weak and have bad hair, like we've got some bad juju, or we're witches, or I don't know what the hell that they think. But I don't even know how that's even a conversation anymore, when there's I mean, our directors are in the Grand Caymans right now on an all-inclusive trip. Like, it's not fake. This is real stuff. And the way I think of it is, when you're 80 years old, are you going to say, when I was 24, Jenny up the road said that I was going to get scammed by that hair company. I'm really glad I listened to her and didn't go down that path. Like, why are people listening to what others have to say at all? it just drives me insane. And when it fills our group chats with, you know, oh, she says this and she's saying that, and I shouldn't listen to her because maybe I made a bad decision by spending $100 to start this business. Like, get over yourself and just don't do it then if you don't want to. But the whole, she said this, and her sister's brother's mother's uncle's neighbor's dog, their hair fell out. So maybe you shouldn't be using that shampoo. And I'm like, yeah, my hair is really falling out, sister. I just like, I don't have anything to say to those people anymore. And it bothers me when my girls, especially when they're new, I know it's hard when you're new, but letting that get to you is tough and it's hard to get over, especially too, like people saying no is a big thing too for new girls. Like, I offered so many girls these products and I've talked to so many girls about joining and they're just telling me no and I don't know what to do. And it's like, you can't take it personal. You're going to get 1,000 no's before you get one yes. It's just the name of the game. It's sales. I mean, you got to get over it. I can't tell you how many girls are customers of mine or work for me now that told me no and told me to go F myself, because Heather Mullenix is one of them. She was like, if one more girl with Monet reaches out to me, I'm blocking you. But you know what? Look at her now. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Anybody can join in.
Also, I feel like a few of my girls, like I know that one of Jasmine's girls like kind of quit and like kind of, I don't know if that was the situation, but I feel like a lot of my girls have kind of quit or like stepped away because people that they've talked to had like influenced them that way, or like people that they signed up have quit because those people let them think that way. And like, I want to encourage you guys not to give up. Like, if girls underneath you quit because that's what they want to listen to, or because their girls quit because that's what they listen to, like, don't give up. Because at the end of the day, like, you just have to keep pushing and you have to not let those negative situations affect your business because you believe in them and you know that they work. So it's like, if your girls are stopping because they listen to everyone else, then let them miss out on the opportunity. Then that's on them. Don't be like, okay, well, since my girls are quitting, like, well, maybe I should. Like, no, don't let anyone else influence you. If this is what you believe in and this is what you want to do, then get to work and just do it and block out everybody else and block out what everyone else has to say.
I do want to say too that, like, they always, you know, I don't remember what the quote is exactly, but usually the way that people treat you is something that they have going on in themselves, you know? So we kind of have to have that same mentality when it comes to those girls that are letting other people influence them. Honestly, it makes me sad because that tells me that they have some mental like work that they need to do. And that's nothing that you can fix, because I'll tell you right now, I signed up in June of last year and literally had the shittiest ass summer that I've ever had, and didn't start working my business until Kayla, like October, November, like really hard, because I had this shift in my mentality. And that took a lot in myself that I had Kayla riding my ass. I had Leah riding my ass. I had Kenzie riding my ass. I had Jenna. I got into it with Jenna because she was like telling me a bunch of shit that I didn't want to hear, because I was like, screw you. Like, don't tell me right now to be positive and whatever else. Like, I've had a terrible summer. Don't act like you know, and I was so mad. But looking back, it's like, oh yeah, like you have to own up to your own shit. Like, really, you have to be honest with yourself. What can I do to, and that's why we're always encouraging you guys to listen to podcasts, self-development, trainings. The positive things are not just to try to like butter you up to do this business better. That's something that really you need to be able to work this business and not let those people affect you. So if your girls are dropping off because they're listening to what everybody else is saying, don't take that personally, honestly, because that's some inner shit that they need to work on, and that's nothing you can fix. So just know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think personal development is one of the most important things in this business. I mean, you need to mentally be there before you can even preach to your girls at all before you can be successful at all, like your mind needs to be 100%. And if it's not, like if everything else in your life is chaos, like Heather said, her summer was wild and she let that chaos get in here. And guess what? Nothing happened with her business. It just sat because she was so in her head about everything else that she was letting it get in her head about, like, she took everything personal and, you know, like not seeing success. It was just like, well, you know, it's just one more thing, add it to the list, you know, like things couldn't be much worse right now. But the second she like dropped that ego a little bit, dialed it back and really like honed in who the hell she is, and she got little bit of a reality check from all of her leaders. It was a little harsh, but look what it did. Like she's ranked 3 times in the last 2 months. Like she worked from April to December, didn't hit 1 rank. All of a sudden in December, 2 ranks, in January hit another, and all of a sudden has this team underneath her. She hadn't even had a market partner yet, and now she has a team. I mean, it's like, people just think it doesn't matter, but working on yourself first is one of the most important things. And I just think it's something that a lot of people don't make a big priority because they don't really see where it relates to their business, but it does. And it's like my favorite thing ever when people share their podcasts and their books to group chat. And so if anybody ever has good books or podcasts, like literally share them, because I always love to listen when I'm getting ready in the morning or when I'm in the shower or if I'm just working out, hanging out, whatever. But I think personal development is huge. Rio, did you want to add to that?
Yeah. I also want to encourage you guys, like, a lot of people in this group chat are like the perfect example. If you haven't hit a rank in months and you're putting in the work, or maybe you're not putting in the work, like, don't look at, oh, I haven't hit a rank in months, maybe I should just quit. Like, do not quit. Don't give up on this business. Like, no matter how long it takes you to hit a rank, once you do, like, it is the most satisfying. Great. Like, I just want to encourage every single one of you to like continue to work hard, to try to get in the right mental space, to keep working and hit those ranks. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. Like, if you keep working hard, I just encourage you guys to just not give up because it's taking you too long, because there's no such thing. There's not too long. This is your business. It's up to you. But you have to keep working and you can't give up on it.
I had a huge conversation with Jenna the other day, because if any of you have seen anything that she's been posting or have talked to her at all on the side, she's somebody that I really connect with, and her and I chit chat quite a bit. She hit AED at the end of November, and then in December and almost all of January, she was kind of like non-existent. She kind of hit like a mental wall, and she was shocked because she was working so hard to hit director, and then she hit it and she felt nothing. Like, it was not this huge successful feeling. She was like, it literally was like, I hit it, and then she was like, there was no gratification from it. Like, there weren't fireworks and things didn't feel different for me. I still felt the same. And she had to take kind of like a mental break because she felt like, I'm trying to find our chat. She said it was just kind of like, honestly, the worst feeling hitting, because it didn't feel genuine, and it didn't feel like the end for her. Like, she was like, well, you know, it didn't really change anything. And we were talking about how somehow in this company, like in this business, honey, somehow it has felt like it's turned into a race. And if you're not hitting certain ranks in a certain amount of time, you're not doing well. And I think because we are such a baby company, we've only been a company for this year 6 years, and there are so many people making their way to the top now, you feel like, oh my gosh, I am never going to get there. Especially like I've worked months and I've only hit one rank. Like there's no way I'm on track to be where these people are at. That is not going to happen. There's already so many people at the top. There can't be any more. And that is so wrong. And it's also like, I don't know why she was saying why this has turned into feeling like a race, because it's not. Like you can hit any ranks at any time, but being consistent, and if you do hit a rank, the most important thing is to keep at least hitting that rank. I've had girls under me hit a rank or two, whatever, and then they drop off. They get lazy. They back off. They stop working. Well, I hit my rank, whatever. Like it doesn't work like that. Your goal is to keep hitting where you are and then, going past it. But if you can't get to the point where you're going past it, you need to at least get back to where you were. But it is not a race. Let me read to you like what she was saying, because I was like, oh my God, dude. Maybe it's on my Insta. Sorry, I'm being annoying right now. But what she was saying.
Kayla, can I sneak in for a second?
Go ahead.
While you find that. Kind of back to your thing about consistency. I have seen a lot of girls that are like, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm reaching out to people and they say this and they say that, like they can't afford it. And this is not the first network marketing company that I've worked with, but it is the first network marketing company that I've been successful with. So, I mean, probably not the first, but the last one that I did, I just didn't vibe with it. The girls weren't awesome. I just want you guys to know that you guys are all awesome. But consistency in this is important. Like to say that nobody is interested or nobody wants to do it right now doesn't mean that they're not still watching, because when people see often enough that you're posting your hair testimonials, other people's hair testimonials, flash sales, screenshots of what your customers are saying to you when you follow up, people are watching. And this happened with many of my VIPs. Oh my God, okay, I've been watching since Father Time was born, and I'm finally ready to do this because everybody's talking. I see what you're posting. Please, eyes watching your shit. Like people are creepy. They're stalking you. Like basically, they're like, they want to know that the stuff works because they're not convinced yet. It's our jobs to convince them that this is real. It's not a scam. We're not witches, like Kayla said. Like
witches.
And I don't know. I think I can't push hard enough how much consistency matters in this business, because people are always watching. You can't just post for a day or two and then say, oh, nobody wants it, and then not post about it for a week and then post about it again and expect people to jump all over it. Like, no, that's not the way it works. You need to keep this business and the products on their brain at all times, because you planted the seed, you got to water it and let it grow.
Exactly. So I found our messages and we were just talking about how my last month went or whatever. And she was talking about, I legit hit burnout and rock bottom in the last 2 months. I'm finally feeling human again. She was so focused on her rank that it didn't even, like, she wasn't even wanting to help people anymore. Bringing on market partners she was just looking at her numbers. Like it became all about the rank. And she said, it's not a race. People always used to tell me that, and I was like, fuck off. Honestly, hitting director didn't even feel good because I made it into a race, and I realized people were right. It wasn't. It isn't all about hitting your ranks. If you're money driven, those are great goals to have. I am, and I want to, those are my goals, to hit those big ranks and to make that big money, but I'm not in a race. I know it's going to happen. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep being consistent. I'm going to keep working with my team, and I'm going to continue to better myself as a leader and to do more calls like this, so I'm not so scared to do them. And it's going to happen. I mean, there's no way it can't happen if I'm being as consistent as I am. But like Heather said, you cannot post for 2 days or 3 days in a row and then not post for a month and wonder why you're not getting any customers. Because the second that people stop seeing you posting, they forget about it. I mean, they have lives. Like when Monet isn't somebody else's life, like if they're not seeing it every day, they're not thinking about it, and they're not going to reach out to you when you haven't posted in a month. I mean, you need to consistently be posting whatever it is, like at least once a day. Or if it's not anything about your business, you need to be posting consistently just in general. I always tell my girls to engage every single day, at least 10 people. So 7 days a week, 10 people, that's 70 people that you're either adding new to your feed or you're engaging with. So now you're popping up on more people's pages because you're engaging with them, because that's how Instagram works now. The more you engage with people, the more pages you're popping up on, and the more stories you reply to, the higher up you're going to show up on their stories. So like when you have a new one, you're going to be at the top of theirs. You want to constantly be replying to stories, doing polls, answering the question boxes, commenting on people's pictures, liking people's pictures. I'll like send them to their DMs and ask them where they got their skirt from. Like whatever you need to do, just be consistent about it. You can't just disappear. It doesn't matter if that's the only thing you did that day either. Like Rio said, if you're not making sales, that doesn't mean that you're not successful with your business. As important as that is for you to hit your ranks and to make the money that you want, making VIP sales and bringing on market partners to build up your GV is super important, but you can still work your business every day and not have to make sales, and that doesn't make you successful or not. But talking about PV and GV, I think we're all so worried about either this or that. Like you're so worried about VIPs or MPs, like bringing on new market partners, that I think a lot of people slack in the VIP area. You still need to have so much PV every month to hit your ranks. You can't just be doing one or the other. So by bringing on new market partners, your GV is going to go up and you're going to get those active lines. But you personally, I think everybody needs to aim for at least 500 PV a month. I honestly think everybody should have 1,000 PV a month, but 500 will get you to any rank. Having 500 PV will have you as an active, just your PV will be totally filled for every single rank. So if you're at least aiming for that, that's 5 sales. That is 5 VIP sales. That is 5 of your own sales, whatever it is. It's only 5 sales out of an entire month. I think that is doable by everybody. That's why I think 1,000 is way doable, but some people just feel like they can't get to it. I just think we need to remember that if you're going for these goals, you need to hit both your PV and your GV and not neglect one or the other, because I feel like once girls get so focused on one that they forget about the other one. Rio, do you want to?
Do you mind if I say something really quick?
Go ahead.
So just when you said that about Jenna, all of a sudden I started thinking back, and when I first started this business of like December of 2018, I joined and I started and I was like on fire. And I remember Kayla would hit her rank and then I would hit my rank, and then Kayla would hit her rank and I would hit my rank. And we were like that for like 4 ranks. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden I stopped hitting ranks and Kayla kept hitting ranks, and I was like, you go girl, like you get it, you know? And I've always been cheering you on. But at the same time, after a few months after hitting my last rank, I was like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand. And I hit my 1 year. So I got this job at Buckle back in November because I wanted the discount, and all of a sudden it took over and it started draining my life. And now I just hate it and I'm so unhappy. And I hit my 1 year in December and I didn't even like post about it. Like I was not happy about it. And I just qualified for Vegas, and I was just like, I put it in my last sale, qualified for Vegas, and I closed my laptop and I was like, okay, like I'm going, like I qualified for Vegas. And all of a sudden, like I realized how many people are actually going to Vegas. It's like, it's not that many. Like I should be more excited. And it just has to do with like how happy you are in your life. And I'm like, okay, well, like what's the difference? Like what did Kayla keep doing that I didn't do? And I'm like, she's happy in her life. She chooses her life every single day. And it's like, I made the wrong decision, you know? So I officially like went back to part-time, and it's like, I have to own my life again. And what you guys were saying about like your mind, and that it's not a race. Like you have to be happy. You need to be doing this because you want to help people. And at the end of the day, like we're helping people. And as soon as your mind goes off of that and like being happy and helping people and like growing a team and empowering women and stuff like that, like your business really shows.
And just genuinely
And, like,
enjoying what you do. Like, you have to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it? You know, you have to want to do this every day.
and so many people say, like, older adults say, oh, that's such a, like, a millennial way of thinking. Like, you have to be happy in what you do. And it's like, no, it's not a millennial way of thinking. It's a smart way of thinking. Like, why go to a job every single day for like 60 years that you hate? Like, that doesn't make any
So
sense at
many of
all.
them did that.
And
like,
I just think that, like, we're
go ahead.
exactly. And it's like, we're here. We have this opportunity to be really happy doing what we want, but it all starts like with you. And I think this call was amazing. I think sometimes us leaders get stuck too. And we're like, well, where do we go from here? And I think that even like Rio reached out to Kayla, and you know what, like maybe I need to reach out to Kayla, or I need to reach out to another leader and say, I need a kick in the ass too, because I don't know where to go from here. And just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you know everything. We're all learning. And if you're a leader and you ever get stuck, like, I think that's the most important part. Like, reach out.
To anybody, if you see somebody
Like, if you
killing
see
it,
them growing.
reach out.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
I love it, Yami. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
I think for me too, like, I had to get over myself, because for a long time I was like, I can do this by myself. Like, I don't need help. Like, I'm just jealous of these people that are hitting ranks faster than me. And like, I put myself in a really back to mindset. I put myself in this position where I was like, well, gross. Like, I can't believe Kayla's hitting all these ranks. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm so jealous that someone else is like doing better than me. And it goes back to, one, it's not a race, and your business is your own. And like, I had to get over myself, because I love Kayla. I love her success. I love how great she's doing, but I was so jealous of it that I couldn't get over myself enough for a month and a half, anything like that, to reach out to her. And finally, like, I had to put myself in a better mindset of like, why am I so jealous of Kenzie, Kayla, all these people, when all they're there to do is to help? Like, they're part of the team. Like, they're there to help. Like, I was the only person that I should have been upset with, because I was the only one that was holding me back. So I had to put myself in a different mindset and be like, no, like, I shouldn't be jealous. I should be pumping her up more. I should be there for her more if she needs anything, if anything's going on with her, and like, she can help me. Like, why hold my back? Like, why hold myself back? Because I'm just upset that I'm not hitting ranks as fast. So it goes back to getting yourself in a good mindset, not comparing your business to anybody else's, because we're all at different places, and not making it a race. It's all your own, and everyone is here to help. And if you see someone having so much success, like, reach out to them, because I can't tell anyone enough. Like, even though me and Kayla just had just a quick chat the other day, like, how much it's helped me and just like my mindset from just talking to somebody else, because I was holding myself back from talking to anybody about anything, because I was just so upset with myself that I wasn't still ranking.
I mean, that's why we all do work together, and we have these group chats. We all do better when we work together. We're not trying to work against each other. We are all here to help each other. And yeah, I think that's like the main gist of this, is how important it is to be so sound in your own mind, because if there's anything going on, it is going to reflect in your business. And it's just facts that it will. The second that you let everything get to you and you're not ready up here, and if you are feeling jealous of other people, if you're not seeing success and you're mad at yourself, or if you have so much going on at home that you're not pouring yourself into your business the way that you want to, you're not going to see the success that you're really wanting. So to like tone it back and to really like hunker down on what the actual issue is, and to just really get real with yourself and figure out the nitty and the gritty and what I need to do to get better. Just with me, not even with your business, but what do I need to do to get better, to feel better? And once you break it down and you really be honest with yourself, I think you will be a lot happier. And to be happy is important. If you're not enjoying this in general, or if too many things are going on and this isn't right for you right now, come back to it later. Like maybe, you know, working so much in your business isn't in your cards right now and you have other things going on, whatever. Make sure you are happy, because as much as I hate to say it or talk about it, this is all we get. This is the only life that we get. So don't you want to look back someday and say, I am so glad I chose to be happy and I did the things that made me happy. And I worked hard at something because it made me happy. And I saw success because I was so happy. Like, just don't have regrets and don't hold your own self back and don't get in your own way and don't let your own feelings inside of you, your negative energy, affect your own business and your own success, because the biggest person that's going to be in your own way is yourself. So just really, like, if you need to work on some personal development, get in there and figure out what you need to do. Reach out to anybody. I am always open to anybody that wants to talk, hang out, figure out what you need to do. Ask me what works for me. If I can give anybody some pointers on like what helps me, if I can point you in the right direction for podcasts or books, or just like to talk like Rio and I did. It was like a 20-minute FaceTime and it helped both of us. And now look, we created a team call out of it and everybody's helping each other. So don't ever be afraid to reach out to anybody or ask for help or to ask for tips or tricks or whatever somebody's doing, because we want everybody to be successful. I mean, I'm not successful if my girls aren't successful. So I want everybody to make it to the top with me. Sorry. So I love you and my plants do too. I don't have anything else. If anybody has questions or wants to add, you can ask them in the question box right now, or if anybody needs to hop on and say something, it is open. If not, feel free to get off.
I just want to say, like Rio, when you reached out to me the other day, I was shook because I remember when I first started this company and I was like, oh my gosh, Rio's so awesome. Like I used to watch your stories and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm kind of fangirling that she like messaged me. And I'm just like, okay, they're all normal people. Like we all go through some shit. Like it in the moment, it like, I don't know. It was just, it's crazy to think about that. Like that I can reach out to Jenna when I need help, or like, I don't know how many times I've called or voice messaged Kayla just like in a sheer panic. I'm like, bro, I don't care what you're doing right now. Like, stop whatever you're doing and listen to me. And she's just like, okay, I hear. But seriously, and that's the way it should be. And I love that we are that kind of team that we can all just like reach out. That even it doesn't matter whose team you're on. Like I've had girls reach out to me from other teams. I've had girls reach out to me that aren't even in any of the group chats that we're in, that are on like somebody else's team that I'm not even following on social media, be like, hey, like, where did you get this video? Can you send this to me, or this picture? And we're all working this together, and we're all humans, and we all go through shit. We all have feelings and ups and downs and life problems. And when I say that this is like a family to me, I mean that, because y'all are my rock sometimes, like when I'm going batshit crazy, like for real. So I love you guys.
It just feels nice to have something like solid in your life. Like that's what it is for me. It feels like I have this solid group of people that no matter what's going on in my day, like talking about doing all this remodeling and stuff that we've been doing, I send it and I'm like so hype and I get so much hype back. And that is just like, you guys are my friends. Like you guys are everything. Like I have never had such a solid group of positive people in my life that I can talk to every single day about whatever I need to. Like I can literally text any of my girls on the side, anybody from that I've worked with, and be like, look, I'm going through this right now, or I'm feeling this right now. I remember Yami messaged me on the side, I think it was almost like a year ago, when we were working in that leaders chat together right at the beginning. And we had a conversation about something totally nothing to do with the business, but we like got down to like some real life shit really quick. And I was like, holy crap, like I just met this girl through my phone like 2 months ago, and she just said something to me that every like real friend I've ever had in my life hasn't ever talked to me like that. Like nobody's ever been so real and so honest with me about anything like that. And so it's just nice to know like we have this business all together in common, but like we're able to create this network of just positive women that we get to work with every single day and lift each other up and celebrate in Vegas like we're going to. So everybody get excited that's going, because I am freaking excited to meet these girls in person that I have never met before. But yeah, that's all I have for tonight. I'm really happy that all 14 of you got on and we got to chit chat a little bit and just say some of our feelings, how we're feeling. And I hope this helps everybody. For real. We should do this more often. We should. I always say that, but doing calls kind of scares me still. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to put them in. We have 6 more minutes, but I hope this helped. I love you, and so does my plants. Can you see them? I said that on the end of one of my calls like a month ago. I was like, bye guys, I love you, and so do my plants. Like a weirdo. All right, looks like everybody's ready to get off. Thank you for getting on, guys. Good night.